Did you know that there's a secret that makes some cinematic vlogs just stand out? And for years I couldn't figure out what it is. What makes some color grades just crisp and pop off the screen, where others feel like you're looking at a gray matter of nothingness? I scoured the deep trenches of the internet because I wanted to implement this myself. And I found out that the secret to these amazing cinematic sequences is a little program called Davinci Resolve. Which actually is a problem because, well, I never used it. So I thought, why not throw myself into the deep end and learn Davinci Resolve in just 7 days? It couldn't be that hard, right? Let's find out. Before we begin, let's set some ground rules. 1. I need to do everything from scratch, so I'm only able to use free resources, no shortcuts, no online courses, and no paid packs. 2. The goal is to create a cinematic vlog with smooth aesthetic shots paired with some cool music, and if I have some time left, maybe even a little animation. Which brings me to the last and final point. I only have 7 days for the whole challenge, so let's not waste any time here. Day 1, downloading Davinci Resolve. Alright, day 1. First things first, downloading the software. It's nice that it's free because otherwise I would have already broken the first rule. The only thing they ask in return is your name, email address, and the recipe of your mom's spaghetti sauce. No, jokes aside, once installed, I opened it up and well, it was quite impressive and not in the, oh, this is gonna be so easy way. Because even as someone who's done a fair share of editing, seeing a new program for the first time is still overwhelming. But I know from experience that by using the program more, you'll get more used to it. So the first thing I always do is setting up my keyboard shortcuts. This way it already feels more native to what I'm used to. After clicking around and seeing what the capabilities of the programs are, I thought it would be best to start fresh the next day. Day 2, shooting footage. Now the main objective is to create a smooth cinematic vlog, and of course I easily could have used footage that I've had laying around to save myself hours of filming, but since we agreed I would create everything from scratch, I grabbed my camera and headed outside. I wanted those clean cinematic vibes, so I shot everything in log format. For those who don't know, log is like capturing a blank canvas. It preserves all the color information so you can grade it later. Perfect for a program such as Davinci Resolve because basically the footage is raw and unfiltered, just like me after drinking a glass of whiskey. No, that's a lie. I don't drink out of a glass. I always chuck down the bottle at once. Joking, of course, and speaking of jokes, it was actually laughable how bad I was at Davinci. Because after getting enough footage, I headed home, imported them into Davinci, and started playing around. And I quite quickly noticed that this wasn't going to be as easy as I initially thought it would be. After a whole night of fooling around, I thought it would be better to start with a fresh mindset the next day. Day 3. The bass edit. Today is day 3 and it's all about the bass edit. This is where I pieced everything together, adding music, cutting to the beat, and creating the foundation for what was to come. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was satisfying to see the footage start to take shape. Just some simple cuts, some basic timing, and boom, a base of a vlog. And let's hope day 4 will be as easy as today. Day 4, color grading. The moment I was waiting for my whole life, color grading in Davinci, because color grading in Resolve is basically the foundation of the program and where it all started. Color grading tab in Davinci Resolve is intense. Felt like I was walking into the Matrix. There were nodes and controls everywhere, making it feel intimidating at first. I'm not gonna lie, I hit up a bunch of YouTube tutorials just to make sense of it. At one point I even joined a course. Free, of course. Now here is the thing about color grading. It's super tempting to just download some fancy cinematic plugins, let them do the work for you. But then I thought of the ground rules. No shortcuts, no online courses, and no paid packs. Which is also better because now I really had to learn the fundamentals first. So I resisted the urge to splurge on power grades and LUTs and kept figuring out how to make sense of this program. Day 5, the camera shop visit. This is the day I let my intrusive thoughts get the best of me. I saw this cool piece of hardware called the Davinci Resolve micro panel. It's like this magical board with tactile buttons and dials for color grading. The catch, it costs $1,700. Maybe if I whisper it, $1,700. Now I wasn't about to drop that kind of cash for a week-long experiment, so I did the next best thing. I went to a local camera shop and asked to try it out. Surprisingly, they said yes, and it was a cool experience to have just actual buttons to press instead of dragging sliders. Just for a moment, I felt like a real professional color grader, until I remembered I don't have one of these at home. And I also don't want to fall for the trap that I needed this piece of hardware to become better. I hear this excuse all the time. When I have this fancy MacBook Pro, I will be a pro too, which is simply not true. Missing the hardware at home made me so sad, so I did what everyone would do. I got a burger. Day 6, Fusion. Day 6 was a wild one. I discovered Fusion, which is Davinci's Resolve of After Effects. Sounds cool, except it's incredibly complex. Using Fusion felt like trying to hammer in a screw. I was linking nodes to get a simple image to appear. It's a powerful tool, no doubt, but it's also a steep learning curve. Still, I managed to create a little animation and it was really satisfying to see it come alive. Day 7, wrapping it all up. And here we are, day 7. Time to pull everything together. I refined the edit, added some final touches and stepped back to look at the final result. So did I learn Davinci Resolve in 7 days? Honestly, I'll let you be the judge. Here's what I created. So that's it, 7 days of Davinci Resolve. Was it tough? Absolutely. Did I learn a lot? 100%. And will I keep using it? Let's just say the journey is far from over. Maybe for some color grading. Then there's one more thing. As you saw in this video, learning how to become great at editing is a slow process of watching hundreds of hours of tutorials. However, you can take a shortcut by joining the Social Creator Club Pro. If you want to learn more about this, the link is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to subscribe and then I'll see you next time. Bye.